Hello, good afternoon. It's time for the marketplace. I'm Charles Ayede. Here's what's coming up in the next half hour. Ratings agency Moody's complete review of Ghana's ability to raise money on the international capital market, but assessment not subject to credit ratings action anytime soon. We have details on this coming up in this bulletin. Also, Ghana cautioned against going solo on a trade deal with the UK as that could disintegrate the Continental Free Trade Agreement area. Plus, uncertainty on the oil market about the outlook for 2021 as Brent crude reaches $57 a barrel, the first time in almost a year. Hello once again, welcome to the program. We're taking a short break. We're right back with more business stories. Welcome to the program. International ratings agency Moody's has completed the periodic review of a group of issuers, including Ghana. But the review of the country's ability to raise money on the capital market is not an indication of whether or not a credit rating action is likely in the near future. Charles Nixon-Yeboah has more in this report.
Moody's said the credit profile of Ghana reflects economic strength which balances strong growth potential against small-scale and low but growing wealth levels. It further said the institutions and governance strength reflect an improved fiscal governance framework balanced by recurring revenue underperformance against budgeted targets. It expressed concern about the elevated debt burden in addition to the prospect of further contingent liabilities or possible obligation materializing in the energy sector whose debt is close to $1 billion. The US-based international ratings agency also highlighted the country's exposure to international capital flow reversals leading to exchange rate instability and high borrowing costs. Ghana may head to the Eurobond market to raise between $3 to $5 billion in March this year, but that will be dependent on market conditions as the coronavirus still lingers on. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic in April last year, Moody's downgraded Ghana's economic outlook to negative from positive. It, however, affirmed Ghana's long-term local and foreign currency issuer and foreign currency senior unsecured bond ratings at B3. This meant the nation could borrow with little risk on the international market.
Well, Programs Officer at Third World Network, Sylvester Bagro, says it is inappropriate for Ghana to go solo on a trade deal with the UK. The two countries are yet to finalize a trade deal since the UK exited the EU. However, Mr. Bagro is concerned that this will send a bad signal to other countries under the Single Trade Pact. He tells Joy Business that the Continental Free Trade Agreement could disintegrate if countries pursue loan agreements.
And I would think that Ghana should not signal that you can actually, of course, the AFCFTA allows you to have an agreement with external partners, but that should not be the norm. It should be an exception, and so an external agreement can actually undermine, the AFCFTA, and the Ghana-UK agreement can do that because Ghana is not going into the AFCFTA as Ghana. We're going as a custom union with the ECOWAS. And so within a custom union, you cannot go solo in terms of trade agreement. You need to go as ECOWAS. That is how we should go. So if Ghana being a secretariat of the AFCFTA, Ghana should not join Cote d'Ivoire in that wrong path because it will disintegrate.
Well, we stay a little longer on this issue because we could draw out for you a particular graph on the attention and state of Brexit on economies across the globe. Now, with this particular graph that we shall pull up on your screen shortly, you can see the globe and various countries marked in specific colors. The green colors, as you could see on your screen, refer to those particular countries in which discussions are still ongoing regarding the Brexit ties and the future for trade among these respective countries. Ghana is no exception to that. As you could see, Ghana right there marked green despite various rollover deals signed in red across various countries around the world. We shall be keeping a keen eye on this, especially when there's so much concerns about the impact this could have on export margins in Ghana and that of the various industries making these exports to the EU market. But also, the United Nations Comtrade has enlisted the top 10 export destinations of Ghana in 2020. Of course, the top export destinations of commodities from Ghana in 2020, with China leading the margin with $2.8 billion US. Right there on your screen. We could have also Switzerland with a share of 14.7%, which is close to $2.46 billion US. If you could scroll up, you realize that the UK was somewhere beneath the margins with somewhat of a mega contribution when it comes to export margins, export destinations. You could see there it ranked 8 out of the 10 top countries with just $415 million US. And out of this lie the argument that indeed, if this export destination remains much more of a challenge, Ghana could look elsewhere in much more profitable ventures as China, India, and even South Africa, which is next door. Uncertainty is characterizing whether crude oil price will go beyond the projected average of $45 per barrel for this year. The price of Brent crude is hovering around $55 on the international market, and it is unclear whether high demand for the commodity is pushing the price up. Crude oil has significant implications on the economy through export revenue for the government, but could also push prices of certain services like transport if fuel prices go up. Kojo Poku is Executive Director of the Institute of Energy Policy and Research and has been monitoring the markets to bring us this update.
The International Energy Information Bureau puts the crude oil price at $45 a barrel. Goldman Sachs is a bit more bullish, and they forecast around $53 a barrel. There is a lot of uncertainties going into 2021. See, Europe has gone back into lockdown. There is vaccine, but the vaccine will take a good 6 to 8 months for maybe a half or a quarter of the population of Europe and America to have the vaccine. What we are hearing is that the vaccine might only last for 6 months. So there's a lot of uncertainties. We might get to some sort of normalcy at the end of 2021, which means that the economies will start picking up at the end of 2021 and 2022. So we don't think that there's going to be big industrial activities in the Asia and America. So the demand for oil will go up for the prices to go up. So for our forecast, I think we want to go more with the International Energy Bureau on the $45 a barrel.
You're still watching The Marketplace. Let's take a short break. We're right back with more stories to stay. Hello and welcome. Cabbage farmers in some parts of the Ashanti region are experiencing low yields and income levels due to the insect and disease attacks on their farms. The diamond-back moth insect and leaf blight disease are destroying cabbage crops in the Amanti Central and Bosome-Freho districts. Today on the food chain, Prince Appiah visits affected farms and speaks to interest groups on interventions.
Farmer Jemfi walks through his 1.5 acre of cabbage farm with despair. He has lost every crop on this land. Cultivated almost 5 months ago, Jemfi and his brother were hopeful their 5,000 cedi investment in this vegetable farm will yield enough to cater for their family.
It's all her cabbage for ya dahoya. Aya ekabako ane kakra. Ana minya sisi ni yeye. Aso die minya ye no kura e fa no kura minya. Apropro no aha no nom na ha cabbage ni nyina. Ama kese anije kura me maba mu kura buwo kuyaye ho. Ama me ba mu kura na me yire ne me makura na mitimi nkofie. Bisa wo hwe cabbage ye da ho na die minya ye kura botton nan kura menya. Nini na apro.
Their farm is one of the many farms infested with diamond-back moth insect and leaf blight disease. The leaf blight disease turned the green cabbage leaves from green to yellow, then brown, and ultimately reducing the suitability of the cabbage head as food. The diamond-back moth attacked the cabbage head, affecting the growth, yield, and marketability of the crop. Jeffy and his brother want support.
Ele bia no so ye de to aduane die aban adawroma sisi ode breye no eno abi ene ye so ye to ya ye de ye aduma no eso ade ehwamo ama ye ni da so se eno abi so ne ye so ye de beto aduane adi entimi nkoye de amanfo ne na ma omo ye no.
The Amansia Central and Bosome Freho district, known for their significant vegetable production, are the hardest hit in the cabbage infestation. Yaboa Isiama is Agricultural Director for Amansia Central District.
When we come to Amansia Central District, Heman, where we are now, is noted for vegetable production. And every year we have a working document which we work towards it. And that's the work plan. In last year's deliberation, it came out that the cabbage farmers here are facing a lot of challenges with respect to pest attack and that of disease. So we noted it down and sent the report to the region. So the region also contacted research, that's called Research Institute, and then they decided to come and then work on it.
Over the years, most farmers have desperately been using different agrochemicals and combinations of insecticides and fungicides to control the pest and disease, but the pests have shown resistance. Scientists at the Crop Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research have started research extension farmer trial in the affected areas. Supported by extension officers from the Department of Agriculture, the intervention is under the Government Modernization Agriculture Program. Dr. Ernest Berfi is the focal person for Modernizing Agriculture in Ghana project.
Cabbage growing areas reported constraints with fungal diseases and pest infestation. And so through the REC program, we got to the Crop Research Institute to help us find solutions to these challenges that are facing farmers. And the Amansia Central, when we first went, the challenge was with the blight disease as far as other pest infestation. However, there is a peculiar issue with the Bosome Freho district where we are now. They also complained that they appear to be resistance build up in the pests, and so it became critical that apart from finding remedy for the disease and the pest here, there was also the need to find a way to manage the pest resistance builds up that is in the district.
The 3-month verification trial by the researchers exposed the best pest and disease management. Dr. Blankson Wadiamwabeng as lead researcher.
What we decided to do was to conduct or establish a small demonstration and come with 6 insecticides and 3 fungicides. So we came and we established the trial, and fortunately almost all the insecticides performed excellently. Yeah, so at least for now we know we have achieved our results.
A number of insecticides and fungicides were assessed in the laboratory for their bioefficacy against the diamond-back moth and cabbage leaf blight respectively. Jemfi and other affected farmers are excited at the research outcomes but want the result disseminated as soon as possible. Scientists are therefore selecting the best bio and synthetic insecticides for onward dissemination to farmers. Prince Apia reporting.
And that was Food Chain there by Prince Appiah. The new year started with major development from the start of the Continental Free Trade Agreement to the inauguration of President Akufo-Addo's second term. The new year has also ushered in some expectations from the business community as they seek some reliefs from government and also make some bold prospects for the new year. In this report, I sum up the challenges and prospects for businesses in 2021. This business community has braced the new year as the key to surviving the constraints of the coronavirus pandemic. The year started with Africa commencing the Continental Free Trade Agreement. With a $3.5 trillion potential, the business community is eager to reap the benefits. Our engaged president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng.
It is very important if this will take effect, especially when it's starting now. We should know certain information, especially about the sensitive list as against the non-sensitive products as listed. The rules of origin is the main factor of the pact itself. And so for now, we should be in the know of the products that as traders who will be in a position to trade in. And that is what we haven't gotten. We know the custom to custom thing is very important, it's very essential. Otherwise, things will come in before they will say you have to be cleared first, whether it qualifies within the rules of origin. So it is still very important. These things haven't been communicated to us.
Even as Ghana readies to take advantage of the agreement, the International Trade Commission is worried of some uncertain trade laws. Frank Ajakum is Executive Secretary of the GITC.
We can have a regional bloc called ECOWAS, where we set certain standards and certain rules, for instance, in terms of investment, in terms of export and stuff like that. But you'll be told, and Dr. Obeng will be best to tell you, that yes, while it's easy to enter some countries with your goods, in some countries it's very, very difficult, even though we've all signed on and ratified these agreements that we've all agreed to abide by. So that it's for us as a people and as countries and governments to abide by the rules that we set for ourselves. I mean, there's no magic wand in saying that one person could come and whip you into place. Once we get committed to doing certain things, we should then see the actualization of it. This demands calls upon political will. You'll be told across ECOWAS that Ghana is a very easy place to deal with because we abide by the ECOWAS regulations in almost all its tenets. Not all the countries do the same. You may ask why. Why is that when Ghana wants to export certain countries or certain countries want to export certain countries, it becomes a problem. But Ghana, you come here and you abide by the rules. It's because we are committed to such processes. And we understand that such processes are what Africa needs in its forward march. And so we can only appeal that all of us get in there. But sooner than later, in terms of the African Continental Free Trade area, those who do not sign up to it will be the losers because the 33 or so countries that have signed up have given the commitment that they want to go ahead. And so we're going to harmonize customs issues, we're going to harmonize trading issues, investment, and we're going to do that. But I'm saying that these things are not done in a day or even in a year. It will take some time. The important thing is for information to be made available expeditiously and timeously to the various players. I mean, Dr. Obeng was talking about the specified list and which ones do they have to deal with. These things must be made available as soon as possible once they are ready. But I can understand that even in high offices, some of these things are being fine-tuned.
Interesting.
So it will take time. And as a people, we should know that it's going to take time. Even as we demand on our governments to see that we get the right things done, we should also know that it's going to take time. And I always give the EU as an example. So we should know that we have a long journey to go.
On January 7, Ghana inaugurated President Akufo-Addo for his second term. The 8th Parliament was also sworn in. Speaking of Parliament, Ghana's business community say they are taking with them the business-friendly bills passed in the 7th Parliament as they mount pressure for more in this new Parliament.
You need to be very competitive. If you are not competitive, others will take your
Sir Chuma Kwabwa is the chief executive of the Association of Ghana Industries.
If you are not competitive, others will take your market. Even your local market will be taken away with imports from abroad. So you've got to be competitive. But being competitive means that you must have the factors of production in the most efficient manner. You must produce at a price that is very good. It means that your cost of production must be really low and competitive. Great. If you are borrowing at a very high interest cost, if you are buying electricity at a very high cost, if you are paying labor at a very high cost, then you have a challenge in being competitive. So if you ask me what has been the reason for manufacturing lagging behind, it is because our environment for manufacturing has not been conducive enough.
I also engaged the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the expectations from the 8th Parliament. Mark Bedu-Abuaje is CEO of the Chamber.
We are encouraging them to work together, because anything apart from that will be detrimental to Ghana and also to the economy of Ghana. We are hopeful that in the years to come, a lot of the bills, business-related bills, will go there, and they should look at it in the interest of Ghana and not in any partisan interest, because anything that will affect the private sector will also largely affect the economy of Ghana and the people of Ghana. So we are looking forward to a situation where both the NDC and the MPP will work consensuously on issues that come to them. Of course, the budget for 2021 up to 2024 from the president will go to Parliament, and most of the things are issues that affect the private sector in terms of how they are going to manage the economy, how they are going to build a very robust economy, stable exchange rate, lower inflation, the revenues and the expenditures, and also debt related to Ghana's economy. So they should look at it largely in the interest of Ghana, and I hope that if they do that, Ghana will be the winner. We need peace. We need an environment that will help the private sector to thrive. In fact, one of the main reasons why somebody will invest in the economy is to where they have peace and where they have a secured environment. The reason why we have had a lot of FDI, among others, is that people feel that we have a secured environment, we have a peaceful environment, so they feel comfortable investing in the country.
Business air travels are to see a massive boom in 2021. A list of major events to hit Ghana's aviation sector show, among other things, cheaper air flights. Aviation expert Sean Mendes believes that this will be good for businesses in 2021.
Biosecurity is the current buzzword, and I think it's already becoming pretty much a standard when you are traveling. You think of getting your air ticket, you think of getting your passport, your visa, and now you're thinking of getting your COVID test or your vaccination proof or whatever other biosecurity protocols are going to become required for international travel, and this will vary across different countries around the world. So I think that is a trend that is going to be here definitely for not just 2021 but beyond that. And it's not something that may seem as a huge change for people in Africa, where we've been used to traveling with yellow fever cards and things as such, but I think on a more global basis, this biosecurity documentation and the proof of biosecurity is going to become a integral part of the travel experience.
Ghana's business community, indeed, the challenges and prospects for this year. And in Marketplace with me, Charles Aite, we're grateful that you joined us. Enjoy the rest of our programs.